Hello guys, welcome back to my video. Today we are going to do another Consyl Engine tutorial. If you don't know, a Consyl Engine is like an engine I made in that runs in Consyl application. As you can see, I made a texture over here. It doesn't have any colors, it's just black and white. It's like that because in my Consyl Engine I still there is no support for colors. I made like two textures, one like that and one like this. I'm gonna show you how to place a texture in Consyl Engine and like try to animate this like this. Okay, in order to do that, we need to first there's a class called texture over here. Here we create a texture over here. Now it's showing an error because it needs a file name. As you can see, I created it right now. How does it know where it's stored in the computer? So first, let me delete this first. Let me delete this thing I made. Before we start doing things in it, like add textures, we need to like press play for the first time at least. Only once. When you just first time playing. As you can see here, it opens the Consyl application. It's just empty because we haven't done anything. And, as you can see, there is the folder for the solution over here. If you go to bin and whatever mode you are at right now, I'm at release mode right now. If you're in debug over here, you choose debug. So now you press release netcore app and you see all the files for the game. So now we need to import all of our textures in this folder. You can do this, actually this is much better. See, you right click, add new folder over here and call this textures. It's an extra step, but I think it's better for organizing. I have these two textures. You should not actually do like really high resolution texture because in Consyl Engine the actual resolution of the screen is low because it's a Consyl application. So now just like click drag this into the textures folder. You can just do it directly here, but I want to put it in the texture folder, make a texture folder so that it's all organized neatly into a folder instead just thrown in the files. Now we can actually import it without issues. Wait, actually you might have issues. See, I'm gonna show you something. If you try to change this release to debug or debug to release, it won't have access to the textures folder because it is on a specific version of the game. Here there's like a debug and release. If you place the textures over here and you switch the mode to debug and try to play, you'll show so many errors. So you have to, if you like want to switch between debug and release, you can just copy paste the textures from to both sides. Now we have like a folder that has textures. Now we need to do the exact same thing as before. We do public static, you type in texture like this. Wait, hold on, no, I forgot something. Texture here. Yes, now we need to put a file path. The file path usually starts from here. So if you click drag in the folder that has all the resources in it, you can just type in the name of the file. But now I have placed it inside the textures folder. So I have to type in textures like that and do like I think it doesn't matter. I can just put like slash here, and now I'm gonna put t1.png. On graphics update over here. On graphics update is where you put all the graphics and textures and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna like do img.drawImage like that, and we type in the coordinates. I'm gonna put it at 1,1. As you can see, there's like a parameter called black transparent. Black transparent means if there's a pixel that's black colored, it will not try to draw it. It's just gonna make it transparent because there's no support for transparent for this texture, because like the Consyl application like complicates things a lot. And yeah, that's good enough. See, if I do black transparent anywhere in the image inside the like T1 texture, that there is a black, like fully black color, it means that it's gonna be transparent at that part. So now if I try to run, as you can see, here is the image. It's drawn perfectly. If you like do something wrong, if it doesn't detect the actual texture, it's gonna show like a billion errors. As you can see, it stops it, and like it gets, the application gets into break mode, means that it's failed. Now that we have drawn the image, now we want to animate things around. Now, in order to make it like an animated texture, we have to remove this entire thing over here, put a semicolon, add like two square brackets over here, and do this. We need to add like as much texture as you like. Since like we have two textures in the folder down there, T1 and T2, we can do it in an array like this. This is basically how you import things. Now we made like an array of textures over here, T1 and T2, these two. Now here is showing error because it doesn't know which one to draw first. See, as you can see, if I like do this 0 over here, it's gonna draw the first it's gonna do the T1 over here, T1 here, this one, the first one. If I close now, let me add another one over here. Now we change this index to 1 and like move it sideways a bit, like I don't know, 32, like this is good enough. Now if I like play right now, there are gonna be two textures, the first one and the second one, T1 and T2. Anyway, we are going to do this. We're gonna add a new variable over here, public static, and call this an int. I'm gonna call this counter. That's good, counter, and I set this to 0. Once I do this, counter is just for so that we can make the animation play at different speeds. So now, if counter, or wait, first before we do the counter thing, we need another variable. We call this index and leave it at 0 like that. Now we made the index and counter. The index is just like which one to in the array we play. Wait, I called it a bool for some reason. I meant int here, over here. And now we do this. If counter, that means do every 10 frames it draws like a it changes the index. Every, as you can see over here, is gonna do this. If counter is less than 10, we do counter plus plus, meaning it's gonna add 1 every time. And the index, actually no, if the counter is, or actually not here, we type in outside, else we do an else statement over here. We do counter equals 0 like this. I should actually just take this away and place it in the game update, because it's like for executing game stuff. We're still not drawing anything. So now let me try to display the counter over here. We do gfx.gameUI draw text. This will draw a text on the screen. I'm gonna draw it at 1 and the string is let me see. I'm typing counter like that, and counter to string like this. Now this will show our counter every 10 frames, 3 sets. See over up here, this counter. Now that we made our like a counter over here system, let me add a bracket, because I don't know why I forgot to. For some reason I didn't add a counter over here. See, every time when a counter resets to 0, we do index plus plus. This is the index is just is a number that chooses which of the image we draw. And now once we do this, we need to check again if the index is greater than the length of this image. So I do image dot length of the array. If it is like equal, actually I'm gonna do it if it's equal, greater or equal. You know what? I'm gonna put greater or equal every time when the counter resets, the index also increases. And then if it's greater than the length, we reset the index back to 0, like this. I need to do not GFX, I do image, and I do this bracket thingy for the arrays, and type in the index inside, and we do draw image. I'm gonna put it at 10 because there's a counter over there. I want to make it visible. And now let's see if this actually works. See, every like 10 frames it like changes the image. Pretty nice, right? Also, we need to make something so that we can pause the animation. So we do a public static boolean bool, and we're gonna call this play animation. I don't know what to call it, or play anim. I'm gonna do this, set this as true, like that, and it won't like do the counter unless if play animation is true. So you can see here, all of this will not work unless if this is true. Also, you want the animation to restart every time like when the animation is paused. Actually, we need to reset only the counter, we don't need to reset anything else. So if the animation playing, we count up. If it's not playing, the counter will be 0. And let's put like a way to control all of this thing. Now we're gonna make a keyboard. We do keyboard dot is key pressed. We do key dot, I don't know, enter. Yes. And if we are pressing enter, the animation freezes. If we're not pressing enter, the animation continues. So we do, actually no, let me make this as efficient as possible. So we do this. Right now is key press returns a boolean if you're pressing enter or not. So we do this. Since the play animation is also a boolean, we can do play anim equal is press key enter. So when you're pressing enter, this returns true and the animation plays. Otherwise it will not play. And now if I like press this, and the animation is not playing, of course. The animation now plays every time when I'm not pressing. So I'm just gonna flip this and do press shift and add it like this, a not symbol. This will like flip it, and instead of giving true, it gets false. So I press enter, it freezes. If I let go of enter, it unfreezes. I hold again, it freezes. If I let go, and it unfreezes. So now we have control for the animation. Let's have more control for the animation. So now we have like the pressing enter to play and do that stuff. Let me try to have control over the counter. So counter is like for this, we can use it to control the speed. Right now it's at 10, so every 10 frames that passes on the console screen, it like updates the animation. Let me make a new variable again, not over here. Let me go to a new line. We create a variable called, it's called speed, even though it's not speed. As you can see, if I increase this will become slower, so it's the opposite of speed. That's all. I'm not gonna, because I don't have like a proper name for it, so I'm just gonna go to speed. See now, this won't, nothing happened. If I change this 10 to speed over here, now it's going at every one single frame now, so now it moves really fast. We do an if statement right now. If we, let me copy all of that. Okay, let me do an up button, up arrow. If we're pressing the up arrow, the speed will decrease. As you can see, this is the opposite direction for some, like, I don't know why I call it speed. I should actually do it like, let me try to put frame to update. I think this is better. Frame to update, yes. Yes, basically like how many frames would it take to update the animation. And let's do the same thing over here. and do the opposite thing. We do type in down arrow and add like this. Nope, not like that. Remove this, and now I think this is good. Now we have lots of control over our animation over here. See, right now it's going at 10 counters for every update. If I like press down, it moves slower and slower. See how slow it gets. If I increase it like this, I can make it go really fast. I made the counter at 0. So now it updates every single frame. Every single frame this updates. And wow, this guy is energetic. Let me go backwards. Like this, see? You can control the speed to whatever you like. And when you press enter, okay, it broke. Let me try to display the frame to update thing over here. Okay, I made like a way to show the frame to update thing. If I like decrease it a lot, if it goes like to 0 or less, it would like break, see? So let me limit this so that it won't go to 0. If it went to 0, it skips the entire thing and just plays it like what it just plays it like it's no big deal. So let me do frame to update. We type in, wait, not here. If frame to update is less or equal to 0, we do frame to update equal to 1. So that locks it so that never goes below 1. Right now if I try to increase the speed, it limits me to 1. So I press enter right here and you can choose the speed. This is the fastest speed possible. You can go any faster than that. And that's pretty much it. So that's how you make an animation system. Hopefully guys you found something useful in this. If you like don't use Consyl Engine, you might like learn some stuff about making animations and textures and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.